Hey, look at this. Sunshine. Actual sunshine. It's actually looking pretty good out here. I don't know whether that'll shine or just go black. So, we're back into the veggie garden again today. And see if we can't get that back wall tied down. We've had a few serious days of rain again. Some serious thunderstorms. With the weather looking so good, we were into it. First up, get that top bar on, get a twitch in. With that all done, I could be able to pull a wire. Once the wire's in, I can get the netting done. For those that have never seen them before, these things are called haze wire straighteners, and you just clip them on. They've got a pull tight clip on either end, and then there's a couple of jaws that just hook onto the chain. They literally just walk it up the chain, it straightens the wire. They're great things, really good for the sand job. Well, that side all tightened up, top wire strained, tied off. Barbara and I just spent the rest of the day banging in those last 5 or 6 poles down that side, down to the greenhouse. So tomorrow we'd be ready to start pulling netting. And no matter what else you do during the day, there's a never-ending requirement for firewood. More firewood, dry firewood. It never stops no matter what else you're doing. You still have to get firewood. And with firewood, you also need kindling. Lots of kindling. Well, end of another day. But we now have plenty all the way around. Next up, brace, wire, top wire, then the netting, 2 layers of netting, all the way around. Oh, what a heap of work for bloody overstays, damned Australian overstays, right? With the netting up, we've got to run a mid-wire, wire around the top of the netting between the top wire and the tin to tie that netting to, so that when we tie the next layer of netting in, it's got something to fasten to as well. No, it's screwing it.
Oh. Now we can show behind us.
Whilst this might look like I'm doing calisthenics, the actual idea here is I'm trying to roll it up to keep it out of the mud, because the track outside is just absolutely mushy, and I'm trying really hard not to get clay on that netting, because if I do, it's going to go everywhere. Rolling out approximately half the length of the netting, we can cut it, tie the top on, then cut the bottom off, and use the bottom half to do the other half, if you follow my drift.
That's all I'm putting. You alright?
I'm good, yourself? Are we having fun yet? Well, here we go, another day. I was just finishing off the last of the netting, that corner, and other than that, we have pretty much got it all done. Now the next discussion is what happens up above. So we'll be having an executive meeting this evening with the R&D team, the design team, and the construction team. And we'll probably share a bottle of blackberry wine while we discuss what we're going to do next. There's a few options up here. We're seriously looking into putting the electric fence around the top here. And we've been pricing them, and when you think of the cost of the netting, it's nearly double the price of netting, but maybe not that much more. So we'll see what happens. We might be on a run into town because I believe it's going to be raining on Not tomorrow's the day after, whatever that may be. Got a lot of. So, it's definitely looking better than it was.
Hey,
Yeah.
so much. Not my nature.
So check out these broccoli. These were the ones that Barbara planted a couple of weeks ago. These things are absolutely pumping. Top level committee meeting last night, all the executives present, and the decision was made at the highest level possible to go for an electric fence. So this morning we rushed into town and grabbed the electric fence and all the required parts, and we're now off electric fencing. Now let's hope this works. The decision to use an electric fence means we've got things to do. First thing is something to hold the wires up. So we bought a bunch of fiberglass standards, and I'm going to chop them up in little bits that we can hook the wires on. We're also going to need a stand for the battery and for the solar panel, and for somewhere for the unit to hang, and all somewhere where I can get an earth that I want and a connection to the electric fence. Stainless steel cut-off wheel, 1mm, perfect. There's fiberglass, so it needs to be sanded to stop the strands from getting. Alright, just cut these electric fencing. Well, 3 of these per peak. So we had the discussion last night, and we came to the conclusion we may as well give this a try. Because one of the issues we have in these gardens, because we're over the side of the hill that we are, is they lack sunlight. And we've always sort of felt that the netting wasn't helping us, netting over the roof. So
Wasn't that much difference in cost. Like, they weren't giving any of this stuff away. But apart from the actual unit itself, the most expensive stuff part was the wire or the string. These things were, what were they, $3 at 1.2 meters. So I got 12 of them for $6 this length. It's 50 cents each, so to speak. Now the idea is, these are fiberglass, they're insulated, they're non-conductive, and by using them we just drill a hole, put them into the top of the post or whatever up here, run the wire around it, put the sender unit thing in, the electric fence, and turn her on. I have panels available. I have a spare, actually a proper Gallagher electric fence panel that we bought for some other project that never got finished. Well, we did actually finish it, but still.
With all the wires pulled out, I just had to go around checking, making sure everything lined up, making sure that nothing was sitting on anything that was going to cause it to earth, and I could move on to setting up the actual energizer. So this is the first tricky part, trying to figure out how to mount this solar panel. Got to be north facing at around about 45 degrees, somewhere between 30 and 45 degrees. So we've got to invent something. I was actually quite lucky. These solar panels had holes, threaded holes in them, and I actually coincidentally happened to have some bolts that had fitted the thread. So also coincidentally happened to have some little angle brackets, and that made life much easier. All I had to do then was attach a piece of timber and then attach a pole. Nothing much to that. What I came up with, that's north facing at 45 degrees. Okay, so at this point we have solar. Now, here's the battery, and it's got to be kept under cover, so I'm going to use this oil container for a lid for it. So, let's see what happens next. At about this point I realised I was going to have to make a drawing so I could keep track of what was where, otherwise I was going to get things wrong. This is the only problem with having a shed a long way away from the job. You've got to remember where everything goes and which way round it is and which way up it is, and a drawing makes that a lot easier. With the drawing you get a plan, and with the plan you get measurements, and when you got measurements it means you can find out which bits of scrap you can make what out of. And with the battery live connected to the solar, the only thing I've got left to do is to hook up the wires to the fence, and that's a hot wire to the strings or the wires, and the earth to the greenhouse and the netting, so that anything that's touching the netting and that wire, or the greenhouse and that wire, is really going to get to know about it. And last but not least, the lid, held on by a trusty bungee cord, as you do. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. It's free and makes it easy to find us again. And feel free to comment on what you believe is going to happen with this electric fence and these possums, because I'm sure interested to find out. Beep, 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 beep.
You're a nut.